there are certain films that I watch and years later it stays with me. I'm sure you know the kind of films I mean. Films that aren't necessarily on the face of it that impressive, but you still think of them now and then for no apparent reason. And My Dear Dumb Diary is one of them. And I watched this film and I knew I wasn't necessarily the target audience because it definitely is more of a children's film than it is anything else. But I really enjoyed it, and it's one that I just think of kind of every now and then. And the film itself was released in 2013, and I feel like it was kind of growing off of the back of the success of films like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And I don't want to make any of these films gender specific, but when you look at, the kind of stereotypes around them, this one definitely feels like it's a kind of being marketed as a girl's version of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which basically just has a male protagonist. This one has a female protagonist. Obviously, I've seen the Wimpy Kid films, some of them, and I think they're good fun for everybody, and that's also the case with Dear Dumb Diary. So this is directed by Kristin Hanggi, I almost definitely mispronounced that, and written based on the book series by Jim Benton. And this is about a young girl called Jamie Kelly who goes to Mackerel Middle School, and it's all about the things she gets up to, the encounter she has with her nemesis Angeline, and of course her love interest, a boy called Hudson. And Emily Ellen Lind plays Jamie, and I just think her performance is adorable. There's this one particular scene where she's dancing around her bedroom, and it's high energy, and I just think she's really, really brilliant. She's definitely full of energy and full of life, and she made this an absolute joy to watch. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why this pops into my head every now and then. Because the narrative itself is not that fascinating. I'm sure you'll agree it's nothing particularly unique. But with a protagonist like Jamie, who is very interesting and a lot of fun and really well acted, it makes it quite compelling and really rather enjoyable to watch. So for that reason, I think that's why it just sticks in my mind more than I had expected it to. I think the costumes are brilliant, the set designs are amazing, the soundtrack is really good fun. The soundtrack itself hasn't stuck in my mind, apart from the song Dear Dumb Diary, but the other songs kind of haven't lingered around too much. But as I said, there are certain scenes, like the main scene where she's dancing around in her bedroom, it just has stuck. And will probably stick forever. So if you're looking for something that's fun and actually more memorable than you would expect, yet still very easy to watch, Dear Dumb Diary is an absolutely brilliant choice. I'm not sure what age range they were targeting, but for me, I'd say kind of the 7 to 12 bracket being the target age. But I was 20-something when I watched it. I can't remember exactly how long ago it was. But I was certainly mid-20s, and I enjoyed it. It's not perfect, but in terms of the special effects, the directing, the acting, the music, the costumes are amazing. That's definitely the case. The editing is brilliant. I really enjoyed it more than I thought. So I may actually mention this film further down the line when I'm talking about my favourite films, or maybe films that I just didn't expect to love this much. I'm not necessarily the target audience, but it's stuck with me. It will stick with me forever, I imagine. I'd say I'd watch it again, but I don't really need to. But I probably will watch it again at some point. It's good fun. It's quite surprising, very creative. If it sounds like your kind of thing, I'd say it's definitely worth watching.